What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Antoine Massey being sentenced to 60 years in Louisiana State Prison on some nasty charges. Now, you don't have to crash to get cash. There's an app called Free Cash in which all you have to do is play video games on your phone and they will pay you. The app is fully transparent. You're going to see what you're going to make. You're going to pull out what you made. And now if you sign up with my QR code, you'll get a $5 bonus. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. I don't want to see y'all end up in one of my videos. So go ahead and hit that link in the description and get that free cash. Now, for whoever forgets, which I highly doubt is anybody, we'll just do a quick recap on who this is and how he became so famous.
A break from the Orleans Justice Center. A ninth escapee has been caught. Now, Antoine Massey is back in state custody and on his way to Angola. Good evening. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. Massey joins 8 other inmates who have already been captured the last more than a month ago. And surprisingly, he was found only about 2 miles from the jail.
Amelia Strahan headed to Holly Grove shortly after his arrest and has the latest.
9 down, 1 to go. Over a month after 10 inmates escaped Orleans Justice Center, police arrested Antoine Massey Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood. You know, it's kind of shocking.
The 33-year-old's final moments of freedom ended at this home in Holly Grove, less than 2 miles from the jail. The woman who owns the house where he was found didn't want to show her face on camera, but says she rents the space out on Airbnb and was shocked when she found out the fugitive was on her property.
I'm frustrated, too. I don't know what's happening. They say this is going on, and I get here and I don't even see a cop.
Another resident on the street describes the block as peaceful and says he was surprised to see unmarked cars lining his block.
It didn't really scare me because I was glad that you all got me. I was hoping to get the other.
Authorities say a Crime Stoppers tip led to the arrest, ending a weeks-long multi-agency manhunt. NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the tip came directly to Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson.
When the community believes and trusts their police departments and their law enforcement agencies, they work cooperatively.
She just looks like she'll get your ass 1,000 years.
According to police, a Crime Stoppers G&O tip led to his arrest, and they say Massey didn't put up a fight.
All of these captures have been able to be done peacefully, and that is also the end of the game. We don't want anyone hurt, not our own officers, and certainly not Mr. Groves.
Derek Groves is the last of the escapees not back behind bars.
Obviously, by now, he's also been caught. But this article would state Antoine Massey sentenced to 60 years without parole for brutal kidnapping and grape of former girlfriend. Now, I have to say grape and emphasize that because YouTube quickly demonetizes videos with this type of content. I dealt with that in the Haley Busby video. I uploaded it 4 different times, completely edited it through, and still immediately demonetized, which is also why it's difficult to try to cover things like the Epstein files because they make sure you get no views. But District Attorney Colin Sims reports that on February 12, 2026, Antoine Massey was sentenced to a total of 60 years in prison by the Honorable Judge Alan M. Black. The sentencing follows Massey's December 2025 conviction by a unanimous St. Tammany Parish jury on charges of second-degree rape, second-degree kidnapping, domestic abuse of a dating partner by strangulation, and second offense violation of a protection order. The court ordered the sentences to be served as follows. Count 1, second-degree rape, 40 years. Count 2, second-degree kidnapping, 20 years to run consecutively to count 1, which means this is basically joint, so he's really just doing the 40. Count 3, battery of a dating partner involving strangulation, 3 years to run concurrently with count 1. And count 4, second offense violation of a protective order, 2 years to run concurrently with count. So if these things are running concurrently, I don't understand how it's 60 years unless I'm just retarded. In total, Massey will serve 60 years hard labor without the benefit of parole, probation, or suspension of sentence. Now, a lot of y'all don't know what hard labor means, so I'm going to show y'all.
Life at Angola prison isn't what you might imagine. The vast majority live just like this. More than 80 men in open dorms, sleeping on bunk bed.
This is similar to Florida. This is what you would call open bay dorms. It's just bunks all over the place. This is hard labor.
Labor. That's one of the many hot-button issues in the mass incarceration debate.
Another day in the field.
I'm on my way out to the fields, riding on this truck they call a hootenanny. Many of the men are convicted killers, including the one sitting on either side of me.
I'll be honest with y'all, this is the closest thing you're gonna see to like modern day slavery in the US is prison work squads, especially just how Angola looks, because they ride around on horses and shit too, and shotguns. Like it's like going back in time in the deep south.
I'll be in the field.
Should I be worried about my safety here? Well,
If you was an inmate, yeah.
yeah.
If you was an inmate, most definitely.
So yeah, fuck that. Imagine getting 60 years of that bullshit. Now, we're gonna break down exactly what it was that he was accused of, because the victim in this case is apparently the same one that helped him when he escaped. The charges originated from violent hours-long attacks on November 10th, 2024. After discovering domestic violence paperwork in the victim's purse, Massey beat and strangled her before kidnapping her and driving her between Slidell and New Orleans. Throughout the ordeal, Massey repeatedly assaulted and raped the victim. The abuse only ended when the victim managed to escape and flag down a stranger in New Orleans to contact the police department. During the sentencing hearing, Judge Black addressed Massey directly, highlighting the severity of his actions and his extensive prior record. Your criminal history is significant and started a long time ago. This crime here was over an extensive amount of hours. It was brutal and extreme violence. This all adds up to what the court considers. The case was notable for the extensive digital evidence presented by the lead detective. Despite Massey's attempts to coerce the victim into recanting through jailhouse calls and an advocate's attempt to interfere with the victim's testimony in open court, prosecutors used license plate readers, Ring doorbell footage, and recorded calls to secure the conviction. So he was trying to get her not to testify. District Attorney praised the sentence as a vital step in protecting the community and honoring the victim's initial courage. Judge Black's imposition of the 60-year sentence ensures that a violent predator is removed from our streets for a very long time. Domestic violence is a cycle of fear and manipulation, but the meticulous work of our investigators and prosecutors provided a voice for the victim when she was most vulnerable. Now, this is a different article here, right? And despite the guilty verdict, Massey has maintained his innocence, said one of his attorneys. We're disappointed, adding that Massey plans to take advantage of all his appellant rights. Meanwhile, but it says while testifying in December, the victim made it clear she did not want to be there and was found to be texting someone from the stand who had advocated for Massey. The court subsequently confiscated their phones. Collier said the victim, while testifying, had texted that she wanted to leave the courtroom, but the person she was texting with persuaded her not to do so. Partly based on that text exchange and a motion filed after the guilty verdict, Collier argued there should be a new trial. The judge denied that motion. Collier also noted the victim's testimony during trial that she had not been raped or kidnapped. The DA's office accused Massey of trying to coach the victim. Now, this article would also clarify the victim eventually escaped, contacted police. She was hospitalized and gave detailed statements to investigators. Detectives gathered surveillance footage, photos, and other evidence confirming the victim's account, and recordings of Massey's jail calls showed him making incriminating statements and pressuring the victim to lie about her injuries. So by now, we can pretty much figure out they put together enough evidence to prove he did what he did. Even though the victim wanted nothing to do with the trial, lied about what took place, tried to take things back, etc., etc. They figured out that Massey was the one telling her to do so, this and that. And the sad truth about domestic violence relationships is even though the abuse happens, the girl will still take the side of the man abusing her. It's part of the manipulation and toxic cycle of what is domestic violence. But this article would state New Orleans jail escapee Antoine Massey still on the run as police arrest his sister and girlfriend, his alleged abuse victim, for allegedly helping hide him. On Tuesday, Louisiana State Police confirmed that Antoine Massey's sister, Deshanae Massey, was arrested for accessory after the fact in the New Orleans jail escape case. She was booked in jail. Deshanae's arrest brings the total number of people charged with assisting the escapees to at least 14. Additionally, according to NOLA.com, Antoine Massey's girlfriend, who remains unidentified as his alleged abuse victim, has been arrested as he remains on the run. The 21-year-old woman is accused of acting as a principal to an aggravated...
Yeah, that's just one of the things I don't really understand. You go out, you commit a crime, you now involve your sister and your girlfriend. You ask them to hide you and now they're incarcerated. Why you don't commit your crime and do things that are not going to implicate your family, like asking your family to hide you and your girlfriend to hide you? Why you don't figure out way to hide for yourself instead of involving them? Another thing to him pleading not guilty when there's already surveillance footage and phone calls. Now he still wants to plead innocent when the evidence is already against him.
Escape and obstructing justice. She's only 21.
Another aspect of this case too that I don't agree with, the abuse towards women and females, especially the assault in all aspects of the assault in which he committed, the kidnapping and the other aspects of the assault. So all those things for a man to commit towards a female, why don't you go and do it to a male? If you feel like you're a man, go and do it to a male. Don't go and do it to a female, a lady that's defenseless against you. And then in the end, you still plead not guilty.
So Antoine Massey is 32, or he was at least 32 at the time of this happening. And she's only 21, and then this case happened, 2 years ago? So this dude's dealing with like a 18, 19-year-old girl in his early 30s. And is found guilty of beating her, assaulting her, kidnapping her, and doing all these nasty things multiple times. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the politics are in Angola State Prison, but this dude is, he's got nasty paperwork. He is automatically an applicant for prison justice, and I'm sure...
Another thing in this article, they mentioned 60 years of hard labor. I see labor within this video, but I don't see anything. Yes, they go into the fields, they're doing whatever labor, but as to hard labor, that part, the word hard, I don't see anything hard there.
Y'all can understand what that means. And like I said, we don't wish anything bad on people on this channel, but if it happens, I'm going to be one of the first to report on it. Guaranteed 60 years of hard labor for abusing a 21-year-old girl. Yeah, have fun in that field. Have fun in that hot-ass field during the Louisiana summer. Enjoy yourself. And if you try to run, they got them officers, them COs on horses with rifles and shotties waiting for you. Cross the gun line. Ain't really too much else to say. There ain't really no advice I can give somebody, because if you're into that type of shit, you need to go where you're going. To be honest, you need to go there. And it's crazy because a lot of people are like rooting for this dude and some of the other guys. It's like, oh, there's an escape. Are they going to get away? Are they going to da-da-da? You know what I mean? And the sad reality of it is the majority of the ass need to be in there. Derrick Rose was convicted of, I think he killed, 4 people in total? He's just wiping people out. Killed 2 on Mardi Gras with an AK. And then this guy assaulting 21-year-old women. That could have been your sister. That could have been anybody. Yeah, he's going exactly where he needs to go. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rock.